This is BTV Business Television.
Welcome to BTV Business Television. I'm Jessica Kaczmarczyk.
And I'm Taylor Tone. So, Jessica, every phone, car, home, they all rely on resources pulled from the earth. Mining stocks aren't just numbers, they are powering our world and our portfolio.
That's right. And this includes commodities from steel to gold to copper and lithium. On today's show, we discover the companies shaping all of our futures and the smart investments you can make today.
Pig iron has never been in higher demand, so to be able to produce it domestically is a huge advantage to foreign imports.
Current mine plans has us producing about 70,000 ounces of gold a year through the life of mine.
We discover companies fueling tomorrow's returns.
The same system can run compressed natural gas, liquid natural gas, methanes. It can run hydrogen.
So join us as we zero in on key industries to watch and identify the players who are leading the charge.
I believe very strongly that the industry is transitioning from a prolonged bear market into a bull market. I think that transition is happening now. I think it's a healthy transition. It's very similar to what we saw back in the early 2000s, where the money starts coming into the producers and then the developers and then down into the explorers. Don't invest in just one company, hoping that it will be the next big winner. Invest in a handful of companies. So invest in some early stage explorers, invest in some middle to late stage explorers, and invest in some developers. Have more of a basket approach to your investments in this sector.
With a commitment to restoring American industrial strength, North American Iron is securing a domestic supply of high-purity pig iron, reducing foreign dependence and reinforcing the foundation of U.S. steelmaking for generations to come.
Pig iron is the most commoditized product in the steel industry. The reason for that is 100% iron. Unlike other virgin iron feedstocks, there's impurities in them, where pig iron is 100% iron, which is a real benefit for electric arc furnace operations. Pig iron has never been in higher demand, so to be able to produce it domestically is a huge advantage to foreign imports.
In order to satisfy this demand, the U.S. government has initiated America First efforts to establish a domestic supply of pig iron, and it's working.
The 2017 tariff amendments in the U.S. boosted steel production by nearly 25 million tons a year since 2017. Along with this came the need for more virgin iron units, such as pig iron. We were taking Minnesota iron ore legacy stockpiles and shipping them to North Dakota to process them into pig iron. Pig iron is intended to be sold to the U.S. steel mill and foundry industry. We're going to produce 2 million ton of pig iron a year to enter into a 50 million ton U.S. steel mill and foundry industry.
And it's more environmentally friendly.
North American Iron has partnered with North Dakota Development Fund and North Dakota Clean and Sustainable Energy Authority. Our permitting process is set to be complete in Q2 of 2026. Immediately after that, we plan to start construction and commissioning, which will take 3 years and bring us into production in 2029.
Iron continues to be in short supply due to several factors: growing demand, supply chain issues, increased trade restrictions, and global conflicts.
The Russia-Ukraine conflict caused a deficit of 60% of the pig iron that was coming into this country. So the market demand for pig iron has never been greater. Steel is used by everyone. Steel is used from silverware to the structure that holds up this building to the clothes on your back cannot be made without steel. So it's really a basic American need. Right now, we're counting on foreign imports to the tune of 50 million ton a year annually here in the U.S.
With operations expected to commence in 2029 and produce 2 million tons annually, North American Iron is already taking giant steps to help establish a stable domestic supply of iron for U.S. steelmakers.
West Red Lake Gold Mines achieved a significant milestone with its first gold pour at the Madsen Mine in Ontario's Red Lake District.
West Red Lake Gold Mines is restarting the Madsen Mine. This is a mine in Ontario in a district called Red Lake, a famous gold district. Madsen was part of that history, produced 2 million ounces of gold historically. It's a really exciting time for the company. We just started up the mine officially. The Madsen Mine is fully built and permitted. We have a mill that can process around 1,000 tons per day. We have 21 kilometers of modern underground workings, giving us good access down into the deposit. We have a tailings dam, we have a camp on site. We have all the things that you need to have a modern functioning gold mine. So our current mine plans has us producing about 70,000 ounces of gold a year through the life of mine.
And the timing for a new operating mine in Canada could not be better.
The fact that we've been in a gold bear market for so long means that there's very few new gold mines starting up production in this amazing gold market that we're in right now. So we pushed very hard over the last 2 years to do all the work that we needed to get this mine ready to start production, because we have a management team that has a lot of experience building and operating mines and sort of access to the capital that's needed to unlock that opportunity. So that's what we've done over the last 2 years, is applied our expertise to this opportunity so that we can unlock the value in this almost 2 million ounce deposit of high-grade gold that had a permitted mine sitting on top of it.
West Red Lake Gold has also spent the last 2 years building infrastructure.
We did a 114-person camp on site. We did a 1.4-kilometer underground highway called a connection drift so that we can move material efficiently. There's a long list of projects that we did to set ourselves up as an efficient operation.
West Red Lake Gold is poised for a promising future as it advances towards full-scale production in one of Canada's most prolific gold districts.
Don't go away. Next, we meet up with an emerging gold copper explorer that's punching well above its weight.
So Northisle has one of the largest and highest return, lowest capital intensive projects in Canada and potentially in the planet that currently isn't owned by a major.
We'll be right back. You're watching BTV.
Northisle Copper and Gold is advancing one of Canada's most promising copper-gold porphyry projects on northern Vancouver Island, with a strong focus on sustainability and community partnerships. Northisle is poised to become a leader in responsible resource development.
Northisle has one of the largest and highest return, lowest capital intensive projects in Canada and potentially in the planet that currently isn't owned by a major. So what we've defined today is what we believe is a medium-sized copper project and a very large gold project. It's about 50-50 copper and gold, or copper and critical metals. It's about 300,000 ounces of gold a year, production for 29 years. And from a copper perspective, it's about 160 million pounds of copper equivalent a year for those 29 years.
Michael Gentili of Bastion Asset Management has a unique perspective on why Northisle Copper and Gold stands out amongst other mineral resource companies.
This project's already enormous. I think they have 7 million ounces of gold and multiple billion pounds of copper in place. It's the closest deepwater port to Asia in North America, and the project is literally adjacent to that deepwater port. So in terms of these critical metals, in terms of having secure domestic supply in Canada, diversifying our trade partners, and also increasing Canada's exposure to gold, I think it's a critical and essential project for the country and for the local stakeholders involved.
I've been in mining for over 30 years in Canada. Never have I seen such strong political will and alignment. This is the right time to really advance this project as quickly as possible. We have just scratched the surface across the 35-kilometer district. We've just hired 2 incredibly minded geologists who have proven abilities to unlock district potential. This may be the next world-class district in Canada.
With guidance from board members and Canadian Mining Hall of Famers Alex Davidson and Dale Corman, Northisle recently completed an updated PEA for its 100% owned North Island project and is now advancing exploration across its 34,000-hectare property.
The transportation sector accounts for over 20% of global CO2 emissions. With the world looking for effective solutions to reduce emissions, one company stands out: Westport Fuel Systems.
Westport is a clean transportation technology company that invents, designs, builds, and sells fuel systems that allow the transportation world to convert to natural gases. One of the great things about our systems is that they're fuel agnostic. The same system can run compressed natural gas, liquid natural gas, methanes. It can run hydrogen. The system is really in two parts. You've got an on-engine group of components, and then you have the off-engine. Off-engine is primarily storage for the fuels. The on-engine is where the magic happens, the high-pressure direct injection. All types of storage for these various gases requires controls and safety components. That's what our high-pressure components business does. We do hardware, we do software, we do integration. That's what we do.
Westport has been on this journey for over 30 years, which helps make them a leader in the field. The company is divided into two distinct entities.
Cespira is the joint venture that has the high-pressure direct injection technology, and Westport is the high-pressure controls and systems business. Between Cespira and Westport, we have over 1,400 patents. No matter which fuel you're in, your storage needs controls, it needs safeties. In that high-pressure business, high-pressure controls and systems business, we feel is a world leader in its technology, where we are the world leader.
Westport and Volvo have brought high-pressure direct injection to long-haul trucking, as battery systems don't effectively address weight-related challenges.
The moment you put an 8,000-pound battery on a truck, it's 8,000 pounds less carrying capacity. The economics just don't work. They have a bus division, they have a marine division, and this technology can be applied to all of those. Anything that has a diesel engine today can be converted to our fuel system for LNG.
Recently, Westport announced an agreement to divest the light-duty car segment. The sale will allow Westport to focus on their long-term business strategy.
We're seeing a pendulum swing just in the last 6 months, where the natural gas markets are going to become very, very important for our growth, and we're going to take advantage of that swing in the pendulum. Everybody's talking about hydrogen being a perfect solution down the road. The problem is it's down the road. Is it 10 years away? Is it 15 years away? Our system can run both. Everybody wants the green answer, but they also need to be affordable.
Westport believes it will continue to play a key role in helping to ensure that current-day transportation remains sustainable and affordable well into the future. Today's gold prices could pay big dividends for one company with a newfound focus on this precious metal. Find out more after this.
Study shows a project which is very robust at $2,100 gold, and you see that gold is flirting with $3,000 per ounce.
We'll be right back. You're watching BTV.
What if the next big gold discovery is just beneath your feet? U.S. Gold Corp is exploring this possibility with 3 projects, one in Nevada, another in Idaho, and their flagship development project in Wyoming.
What we decided to do with the CK Gold project is we knew that we had 1 million ounces of gold and 260 million pounds of copper. And rather than just drilling for the sake of drilling, we decided to conserve shareholder capital and put a value proposition around what we have, and then ensure that we could actually get the permit associated with the project. So we've done that. We now are fully permitted, and we know that the resource continues below the current operation, and we have a good trend to the southeast. So we know that the resources are going to grow.
In terms of ESG mining, U.S. Gold has a simple plan on 2 fronts.
Initially, we're looking at a 10-year mine plan. We're going to be mining an open pit mine. It's just like the quarry just down the road, so they're familiar with the kind of mining that we're going to do. We're going to generate a concentrate. That concentrate will be shipped off-site to a concentrator. So really, there are no emissions on site. In our part of the world, Western United States, water is a very precious commodity. So we're going to employ dry stack tailings to store the ground material that, once we've extracted the copper and gold mineralization, and then conserve and then put the land back to the way it was.
The second part involves the sale of some valuable debris from the mine site.
We've identified that the rock that we're going to be mining is good for our own purposes, but we can also sell the rock to our local market along the Colorado Front Range. We can create a win-win situation with the state of Wyoming, pay them a royalty for the rock, and also generate income from the rock, which would otherwise just be reclaimed and revegetated.
There has been substantial work on a feasibility study for the CK project.
The study shows a project which is very robust at $2,100 gold and $410 copper. And you see that gold is flirting with $3,000 per ounce and $450. So as we look at the economics associated with the project, our project pays back in less than 2 years. And at this point of the game, we've taken the risk off the table associated with permitting.
There is much optimism surrounding the CK gold asset in a state that wants mining.
Wyoming, a great jurisdiction. We know the rules of the game there. Great support from the authorities and local population. Great time to have an asset ready to go.
You can follow their progress and check out their other projects in Idaho and Nevada on their website. They're at usgoldcorp.com.
Big things are happening at Urbana Minerals, a junior producer with a clear strategy for growth.
Urbana is an operating mining company. The purpose of the company is mining gold, silver, and copper. This is a company with 4 million ounces plus of resources, operating in Spain, constructing a project in Bolivia, and exploring in Argentina. Urbana is a 50,000 ounce producer who is going to move up to a 100,000 ounce producer gold by the end of 2025. On top of that, we are exploring in Argentina with very high expectations of new findings in the next 24 months. It's a junior producer with a clear strategy. We always have a long-term view. We do have a pipeline of projects, operating, constructing, and exploring always, and we are delivering on that.
Urbana is currently working to optimize its operations and reduce its unitary operating costs through organic growth in and around its existing properties.
Avino Silver and Gold is looking to grow. The company recently started production at their second Mexico-based mine and announced a record financial performance for Q1 of this year. Both are positive signs they're on the right track.
Avino Silver and Gold is a junior silver and gold producer. It's been around for 57 years with the growth plan to go to intermediate status in 5 years. We've got a lot of silver, 371 million ounces of silver equivalent, so a lot of leverage to the metal price. We're debt-free, cash flow positive, with 26 million in the bank. Avino is located in the state of Durango, Mexico. It's a safe jurisdiction, and we're proud that we have 100% Mexican labor force. 49% of our revenue this year will be from silver, about 19% from gold, and the rest from copper. We are thrilled that we just announced that we commenced operations at our second mine. It's about 19 kilometers away, and it's a small footprint. We're just putting in an underground ramp, and then we're going to haul the material to the Avino mill and process it there.
For investors, these are all things you want to look for. They have strong operational performance, a healthy cash position, and record working capital. Avino is also well positioned to capitalize on positive market trends in the precious metals sector.
Coming up next, we travel to Liberia, a little-known gold hotspot.
The project has the potential to turn $300 or $400 million of free cash flow a year when in full production. So very, very exciting.
We'll be right back. You're watching BTV.
Pasofino Gold has an exciting discovery in Liberia. This African nation with a rich history in mining has become a stakeholder in Pasofino's path to production.
I've worked in Africa for over 25 years. I've built 4 mines in really difficult places, difficult jurisdictions. And Liberia is probably the best jurisdiction I've ever been in. And I've worked in 9 or 10 countries.
The combined measured and indicated mineral resource estimate is 3.9 million ounces of gold, with an average grade of 1.37 grams per ton.
We have a full feasibility study done in 2022. Over the next 9 months, we're going to be updating that feasibility study in parallel to project financing to make a construction decision to get this mine built, especially in this gold price environment. Over the next 12 months, we're really looking forward to building a mine. We've scoped this project at 5 million tons a year, and the output of gold is around 2.2 million ounces over a 14-year mine life of about 171,000 ounces a year. However, we do 200,000 ounces on the front end in the first 5 years. I'm very confident we'll be able to expand the resource to continue with a 200,000 ounce production profile for much longer than 14 years. It has operating costs of just over $1,000, $1,005. You use $2,700 gold constraints on the project, and this has a post-tax NPV of 4 times CapEx. Tremendously economic. And the project has the potential to turn $300 or $400 million of free cash flow a year when in full production. So very, very exciting.
Pasofino continues to look at ways to optimize the feasibility study in order to bring the project to a construction decision with maximum economic benefits for all stakeholders.
Mayfair Gold is under new ownership with bold new ideas on how to advance its Fen Gib property. Now speed is the name of the game.
We've identified a path that allows us to get into production faster than almost any other developer out there. The federal permitting process in Canada, it's quite lengthy and burdensome. So really what we'd like to do is try and get this into production by going through the provincial permitting process first. So we're designing a mine below the federal threshold, which is 5,000 tons per day. You bring the mine into production at 4,800 tons per day. You operate the mine at that capacity. You generate free cash flow.
Mayfair's Start Small approach offers a number of key benefits.
It's lower risk. It allows us to go through a quicker permitting timeline, and it allows us to get into production during this gold cycle, which is imperative. This is a generational opportunity in the gold market, and the best way to actually take advantage of that is to be able to be in production.
All this opportunity comes with a unique vision for what the company can be.
We have a plan of creating a new kind of gold company that can attract different kinds of investors. Investors buy gold mining companies because they want leverage and exposure to gold. We're going to create a company that's a bit of a hybrid. It's going to be like an ETF. We're going to have some gold holdings. We're going to use our production to grow that gold holdings. So that gives you a component where you're going to be building up your leverage over time. Plus, you're going to be generating cash flow that you can then use to grow your gold production and continue to grow your gold holdings over time.
If all goes according to plan, Mayfair could be a gold producer in as little as 5 years.
Many of the companies we just visited are the backbone to innovation that will reshape markets around the world.
That's right, Jessica. And the world we live in, from AI-powered tech to renewable energy, it all depends on a steady supply of critical resources.
Making resource investing the most relevant than ever for your portfolio. Thanks for joining us today for BTV. I'm Jessica Kachachak.
And I'm Taylor Tone. Hopefully today's show helped you discover some worthy investment opportunities. And until next time, may your portfolio prosper.